Hey guys, Max Tornado here, and we're actually going to do a quick account takeover and kind of see what's going on with this account. This is Rusky37, and he is in our Discord. We've been chatting a little bit. So let's take a look at what he's got going on in his account, and we'll kind of just do some general overview feedback. He said he's also trying to see if his teams are kind of where they should be, so we'll take a look at that for him. Let's see. So you'll probably, mm, you don't have a lot of gems, but you'll probably eventually want to open up this so you don't miss out on ancient shards. But nothing too major there. Okay, looks like you're using your forge. Pretty fair amount. Let's take a look. At the very beginning, we'll go ahead and see if he is hitting faction wars. So it's like 18 keys available for the orcs. He's not yet cleared any orcs. He's got a couple orcs that he could actually put in with just some basic gear. Got 400k silver, so he doesn't have a lot of silver. Is certainly something to be mindful of. Tree Filler, I believe, has an AoE. Attack 2 times at random, attack 1 time, attack 1 time. Gorehowl, Goremask, I think he has just a 1, a 2, all of them attack one enemy. Let's see. Sun Tribe does a little heal, right? Sacrifices this heal. So understandable why he's not yet put much work into the orcs. I think that if you leveled up any of these up to level 30 and just tossed on some level 8 gear, probably would clear rank 1. Just to kind of show you, if we were to put all of these in with obviously no gear, no levels, nothing of the sort, and I didn't even put in an aura on that first champion. We'll see. But the reason that I come to Faction Wars first is because the importance of perception gear, right? If you have perception gear on your account, that can really carry you into the mid game. And I mean, my like late game account still has a ton of perception gear on main champions, right? Like it's not like it's a niche set. So I mean, you can see without them having any levels, any gear, they've already cleared wave 1. So you could imagine if just one of them had some gear, they'd probably not have too much issue clearing this. And then that would get you, if you clear wave 1, you get 18 level 1 glyphs, right? And you get 18 different chances to get, whether it's resilience or it's perception, you still get those resources for the forge. So that would be tip number 1. Don't ignore faction wars. Certainly toss some gear on them and put them to work. Ogren Tribe. Cool. So you're doing some work with Ogren Tribe. I'll go ahead and use your last 2 keys here. Oh, nice. You got a Bellower. Love it. You gotta love it. Okay, so we'll use this real quick. I definitely love my Bellower as well. I've got a Bellower on my main account that I use for my campaign farmer, and I've got a Bellower on my highest level alt account that I use as my campaign farmer. And definitely am a huge advocate of people leveling their Bellowers. Okay. There we go. So I mean, look at that. Just the one extra run, we got a whole nother piece of the mid. Well, I think 10 goes towards the rare, so yeah. So I mean, that's still 10 forge resources. Okay, so that's that. How are you doing on your missions? Looks like you're about to get the sacred. That's cool. So win 5 greater magic potion keeps, and that'll come open in. It's open right now, actually. But that'll be something that you want to. You'll probably end up having to spend a couple hundred energy to try to get the 5 greater ones. So not too big a deal there. Be able to knock out a lot of those. Good. Ascend a champion to level 5. Okay, so yeah, you'll have another sacred in no time. I think you have to fuse Justicar at the very end, or Justiciar, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. Justicer. But it'll be something you have to keep in mind. Let's see. How are you doing with shards? Okay, good. Giving shards. Hopefully for 2 times event, that would be good. Okay. And as far as your champions, let's take a look. You've got Ultimate Death Knight. Now, before we look at Ultimate Death Knight's gear, what I would hope to see would be speed on the boots. I would hope to see either HP percent, defense percent on the chest, and then the same thing for the gloves. I'd hope to see HP percent or defense percent. For the substats, I would like to be seeing HP percent, defense percent, accuracy, speed, things like that. Okay. So let's take a look real quick. Okay, HP percent boots. Okay. Okay, I could see why you chose HP percent because he is a tanky champion. You still want him to go fast though, because if he's not taking turns, then he's not putting out decreased defense, or sorry, decreased attack. And if he's not taking turns, then he's not putting out shields very often. He's not putting out the increased defense very often. So we want him to be taking turns, or it's not increased defense, the continuous heal. So you want him to be taking turns often enough to actually put these skills to use. The increased HP is great because, you know, like the difficulty in killing him is there, but his shields are also proportional to his defense. So something to keep in mind. Let's check out what you got here. Flat HP with a toxic set. So we would much rather see this be HP percent. Let me see if you have, just as a comparison to show you, HP percent. Let's see. It was a 4-star piece. Do you have any equipped by chance? No? What about any 5-star pieces? I think you've got one on Geomancer. So, now granted this is a 5-star piece, but also keep in mind that it's not level 16 yet. Look at the percentage differences. Like, so you've got a 4-star piece that's all the way at 16 with flat HP. Almost 6,000 HP difference. That is monumental, right? Flat HP should really only be going on champions who are like faction war champions that you're really just trying to toss gear on. But yeah, I can kind of see what you're doing. You're trying to build them tanky. So let's check out the gloves here. HP percent. So again, keep in mind he is a defense percent base champion. So you'd probably be wanting to run defense percent here. Just so that his shields are larger, and that'll also increase his damage too, so something to keep in mind. I do like the fact that you're running Perception. Perception's always an awesome set to run. Let's see. You've got some Resistance. Resistance is good on Ultimate Death Knight for sure. Let's see. Defense percent, HP percent. Solid choice there for sure. Defense percent, resistance, accuracy. Okay. Let's see if you have glyphs, just out of curiosity. Okay, so you're running pretty low on glyphs, which is another reason to make sure you're tossing some gear on those like level 30 rares that you're kind of just keeping around. You know, because you can get a ton of sats. Imagine if we were to bump up these percentages 1 or 2 on all your champions, that's going to add up. You know what I mean? Ooh, look at that. Triple roll speed. Heck yeah, man. Congrats on that. That is phenomenal, for sure. Okay, let's check out the ring. Attack, flat attack's not doing anything for Ultimate Death Knight, but maybe we've got some HP percent here. I do like the fact that you are running a blood shield ring, just to increase his tankiness even more, right? So gives him a shield worth 5% of the damage dealt. But we'd probably still prefer to have, if we had one, like even this ring would probably be better than what he's currently got. But again, I am a fan of Blood Shield, so it's understandable that you went that route. Resistance here, this is better than nothing, right? So I mean, you could go ahead and toss this on. We'll roll this just to 4 real quick just to see if it lands. Defense percent? Yeah, cool. So yeah, that would be a great piece to put on until you have something better, right? And again, because he interrupts so many different attacks towards his allies and he absorbs those attacks, he absorbs the debuffs, resistance is really strong on Ultimate Death Knight, so wouldn't even be a bad idea to have a banner with resist on it. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely kind of say take a look at that, try to get some more defense percent on him, and also I'd probably definitely be looking to get speed boots. Okay, let's see, Bellower. Now for Bellower, we would be looking for accuracy for sure, because he's got so many debuffs. Every one of his attacks It's got debuffs. We'd be looking for speed. We'd be looking for crit rate, and we'd certainly want to make sure that we have the, I believe it's attack. Yeah, attack. So good. We got attack, yep, on all three, and all three require accuracy. So it's a good idea to have accuracy on them. So let's see your stats currently. 160 accuracy. That's solid for sure. 175 accuracy. Speed is quite low for sure. But if you're using them as a campaign farmer, you can. But let's just out of curiosity. Crit damage. Ooh, so this is a great example of a potential kind of no-no, right? Like you see your crit rate is currently at it's only at like what, almost 60%, right? So it's at 56. So you're 50% of 56% of the time going to crit, and when you do, sure, you'll have an extra 50% crit damage, but that's a really bad chance. That's a really bad chance to crit. And you got to think too, he's hitting multiple times with like multiple enemies, so he's going to be not critting a lot, right? And you're going to notice that. So I would definitely take these into crit rate gloves, and that would certainly be something I would try to do. Let's see, 3-star. Don't really want to see 3-star, but I understand what you're doing. You're trying to get more accuracy on them. It's understandable. Again, though, I would definitely be looking for Bellower. I'd probably get an attack percent chest on him, and I mean you can see just the difference, right? Having a 3-star piece, this has 2 crit rate, right? 2, 2 crit rate. Like just as an example, let's see if you have any chests with accuracy. Let's see. Okay, maybe equipped. Accuracy. So yeah, I mean you can kind of just see like the base stats are just significantly higher on the 4-star pieces, on the 5-star pieces, right? We're not going to see any 2s. So that's definitely an area for improvement for him. Defense percent on the boots. So defense percent on the boots, you might just be wearing these to complete the set, and you might also be trying to just snag this accuracy. We definitely like to see speed on the boots, higher crit rate or higher accuracy. Accuracy's good on these boots, but still. Okay. Attack on the ring with attack percent, good. Might just be wearing this because you didn't have any other options, it looks like, and you don't have a banner for him, so understandable. That's why you were trying to get into farming Spider. It's understandable. Your third 60 looks like it's going to be Kale, which is awesome. We love to see Kales. We should definitely see these be the speed boots. Yep, they are. This is the attack percent chest. Yep. And we should see crit rate here, probably. You could potentially get away with crit damage, but we'll see. Okay, good. Good. Love to see the crit rate here. Pretty poor substats, right? literally the worst substats you could. I don't even know. That is rough, man. I feel for you. But here's the deal: your main stat's correct, and look at how impactful that is. It took you to 90% crit rate just because you were following the main stat. If this was crit damage, you would be sitting at an abysmal crit rate. It would be awful. So we want to apply that same principle to the other champions. Speed and HP, we would like to see some crit rate here. We want to get up to that 100% crit rate if we can. Some speed and attack percent with crit rate, good. I'd like to see some crit rate here. So yeah, I mean, it looks like you probably benefit a good bit from farming Dragon too, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. And if you farm Dragon 13, then you can pretty easily fill up on a lot of good gear. Like I've spent about 1,000 energy on Dragon, and I've been able to snag some good pieces from that. So Geomancer is a phenomenal champion. So let's see. We would like to see speed boots here. We would like to see some tanky stats. Geomancer isn't going to be a champion that you stack a ton of crit rate on. Some people do, but that's not really our goal. So let's see. We got HP percent with accuracy, good. Defense percent with some speed and resistance. Okay, fair. HP flat, accuracy. It's not a bad shield, you know, it's got some flat accuracy, but not bad. Accuracy with defense, defense percent, okay. Accuracy, HP, speed, resistance, okay. So yeah, not the worst, not the worst. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to check out your builds real quick before we started diving in. Speed, got speed boots there. Got a really solid defense-based. Looks like it's got some attack percent. Okay, blood shields are great. We're complaining about blood shields. All right, so let's just see real quick what's happening whenever we go in here. And let's see. I think you said you were able to get to 16 on Dragon, but it's super inconsistent. You said that on 13s it's also inconsistent. Like you might win a couple and then lose one or lose a few in a row. So with your team, you've got red, 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 and then your only blue is Kale. As far as Dragon goes, Kale and Ultimate Death Knight should be able to do a lot of the work. Then you toss in Geomancer, he's also going to do a ton of work. Fane's super strong AoE, or a super strong single target. Let's see. 16 is definitely not a bad one to run on. Let's take a look at 16s and just see how it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this, and then I'll bring us back once I have a little bit further into the run. Kale's doing his AoE, but I'll be right back. Okay, so just coming back real quick. Looks like we're clearing the waves fairly easy. You know, Ultimate Death Knight, Fane, they're getting kind of low, but they're not super high risk of dying. So yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I'm curious what was the reason, and you'll have to kind of fill me in. But the reason that you aren't farming 16 instead of trying to farm 13. But then again, maybe you were saying that you. Let me pull up the Discord. Maybe you were saying that you do farm 16. Let's see. Okay, so now here's where all of our champions are single target here. Hey guys, hey guys, guys, hey guys, can y'all not be so loud, please? Okay, so we've got our HP burn off, we got our poisons off. I mean, this is where we should thrive, right? Like our team is kind of weak on attack all enemies, but as far as single target damage, we should excel at that. Fane single target, Geomancer single target, Kale single target, and then we have our two supports, obviously. So should thrive here. Let's see. I can only do 13, 16. I can win 90% of my battles on auto. 13. I'm not sure what he means by that. Let's see. Getting the job done. So we lose Fane. Rector Drath is going to pick Fane up. Looks like our accuracy on Kale's a little bit low. One thing to keep in mind is for each stage of the dungeon, you want to have 10 accuracy, or even better, 11 accuracy per stage. So on stage 10, you would have 100 accuracy. On stage 11, you'd have 110. Stage 12, 122, whatever, you know what I mean. So I mean, that seemed to fall over pretty easily for stage 16. Okay. So that was his dragon. So I mean, I feel like you could probably farm 16 dragon fairly easily. Um, okay, let's see your spider team. See how it functions. You've got 10 here. Now, with this, I almost feel like I almost feel like this might work out better than Thane. Let's try. Let's just take a quick gander at it. Okay, so our goal with, stage, anything under stage like 12, or even sometimes with stage 13, my goal is usually just to straight AoE down the spiderlings constantly, right? I might have like one champion that does single target kind of focus, and that might be like an armiger, something to just constantly kind of deplete the turn meter. But truthfully, you can kind of just AoE spam, AoE spam, AoE spam. So we'll see if that works this time. The nice thing is Ultimate Death Knight is going to continue to take all of the attacks here, and he's strong affinity, so hopefully he'll get some resists as well, right? So he won't be taking all the poisons. But even if he does, I'm not too concerned. Yeah, he's resisting. So again, we're just kind of nuking them down. Then whenever the spider does take a turn, only 2 of the spiderlings are still available to heal. So yeah, it's kind of my thoughts for this run. I think you could easily get up to probably 12 with this team, potentially. But I'm going to pause it and we'll come back. Okay, so it looks like we're going to finish this in around 2.5 minutes. You did say that this can be anywhere between, 1:50 and 4 minutes, so I guess it just depends on the RNG. And I mean, farming stage 10 is not a bad idea either because you get a lot of level 5 gear, which is good. So we finished it in 220 with that. I'm kind of curious. Defense with accuracy could be good for a Knight Revenant. I'm kind of curious what your campaign farming looks like because your Bellower didn't seem to hit very hard. So you're on normal. We should be farming campaign brutal, which looks like you are. Okay. You're using Kale. Okay. You're using Kale, so maybe your Bellower is, which makes sense because he's not crit capped. We're gonna see just currently what this looks like. I don't expect it to win or anything, but we're gonna see real quick. This here and auto. So we should see these waves either be 1-shot or 2-shot at the most. And if we were going to 2-shot, we would have to have enough speed to do that. Okay. So yeah, looks like you're going to keep using your Kel until your Bellower has the gear to do campaign farming. I think my Bellowers, they farm in around 7 to 8 seconds. And it is definitely achievable. It doesn't take a lot of stats to get to that point. And I can actually create a video to show you kind of what stats you need to make your Bellower like a 7-8 second farmer. Because there's 2 different ways. You can do it super high damage where you one-shot everything, or you do it where you one-shot everything except for Lord Shazar and you 2-shot him. So yeah, we kind of figured that would be an issue, but some insight on how you're doing as far as clan boss goes. Let's see what you're doing there. Let's see. You're Rusky, you're doing 5.79. Definitely a strong, like, I like this clan boss team for sure. I like this clan boss team a lot. I think this clan boss team could easily take you into Nightmare, in which you'll end up replacing someone. But it's definitely a strong team. And I mean, it's only going to improve as you continue to improve your gear. So definitely am happy about that. Okay. Let's see. What about your arena team? What do you typically do for arena? Okay. So, a couple things here. you've you've got kind of two different things happening here. You've got kind of a defensive build where you've got like a Rector Drath and Ultimate Death Knight kind of like playing defense. Then you've got a speed kind of damage setup here where you've got increased speed and nuking. So the issue with that though is your kill doesn't have a decreased defense going into the other team, which is going to impact his damage, right? So like if we take out Rector, we hopefully War Maiden has some speed. Well, it does not. Okay.
How do you spell Lincoln?
Huh? Lincoln. Lin. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. So yeah, your War Maiden would be a good choice. Obviously the Bellower does a decreased defense as well. Let's see. Yeah, I mean Gorlos does a decreased defense as well, but he requires epic books. So I would probably be looking at your War Maiden or your Bellower to do some decreased defense for your arena team. But yeah, I mean, understandable that you're currently using your Rector Draft right now for that. So I mean, I get what you're doing, and I think you're on the right path. Um, let's see, are you doing enough battles to improve your Great Hall? Okay, I see what you've done here. Um, so from here, what like it looks like you're kind of just trying to spread the love, right? You're trying to give everyone at least one tick, right? Which is fine. A lot of new players do that. My encouragement would be start stacking all of your medals into one. You're going to run into missions that you have to do to get Arbiter, and Arbiter's an incredible champion. You're going to run into missions that tell you take one of your Great Hall bonuses to level 10. Take two of your Great Hall bonuses to level 10. Now, for you, since you have Kale, accuracy is going to be really, really important for Kale. So you could stack your accuracy in on the blue, or you could stack your accuracy in for, say, red, since you have Ultimate Death Knight, you have War Maiden. You could even toss. I mean, Geomancer is going to benefit a ton from red as well, because you definitely want him to be landing his debuffs. So yeah, I mean, you have a couple options there. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other major feedback I can give you. I think that you're on the right path. I didn't see anything that stood out a whole lot. The biggest thing would be make sure all your champions have speed boots. Because although, having like defense percent or HP percent is going to be valuable in Clan Boss, you want to progress in the other areas of the game. And if you're running anything other than speed when you go into dungeons or any of that other content, it's going to be really problematic, right? Okay, guys, we are coming back actually into Rusky's account. I ended the video, but I wanted to also take a look at some things because we started talking again. He's been playing for about 37 days. So, like I told him in Discord, phenomenal job of getting your first set of 460s. You're doing a great job with Fane. The fact that you have a Fane right now is fantastic. You got Rector Drath going, you've got Apothecary, so definitely some good things that you're working with this account for sure. So, taking a look here, we'll go ahead and lock Apothecary. With Apothecary, he should be kind of a speed freak, right? That is the goal of an Apothecary. You want him to be fast, like really fast, and you want him, if you can get it, up to 100% crit rate, right? That's kind of the goal, because he can crit with his heal, and that's really helpful. But most importantly, he is going to be like a speed booster in all your dungeons. He's going to be a speed booster in all like your arena battles. This is so impactful, and it fills turn meter by 15%, right? I think that like we would want to see him in 3 sets of speed, to be honest. So that would be something that I think would be really helpful. And then the other feedback I would say is for your Fane. I noticed that Fane had some by HP on the chest, so this is pretty bad for Fane. Because Fane, all her damage is going to come from hitting hard with her attack, right? She is kind of a strong damage dealer, and so you want her to have enough accuracy to land her debuffs, and you want her to hit pretty hard with her attack percentages. So having like defense percent here on the gloves, really just like kind of a wasted piece.
And having flat HP on the chest, same thing. Not going to benefit her a whole lot. Definitely love to see the speed on your boots. This is really wasted on Fane. This would be much stronger for say like an Ultimate Death Knight or some other support champion like a Rector Drath, something of that nature, just because it's got tanky stats. Um, so yeah, I thought that would be helpful to mention. Let's see, what else did we say? So right now your apothecary is sitting at 169 speed, and your kill is at 165-ish. It looks like 65. So I wonder who's your fastest champion on this account. Might be the 169. Yeah. So that's why farming dragon is going to be so impactful. 169 here as well. Let's see. So I think that is going to be like for a long time. My arena team. Let me see. Is this really close to my face? I'm sorry, guys. Um, so for a long time, my arena team looked like Haikatoon in 6 pieces of speed artifacts that all had speed substats, and then it was War Maiden in Perception, and so she would go after Haikatoon, and she would drop defense, right? Um, and I actually had a Apothecary go before Haikatoon, so it was like Haikatoon does her turn meter boost and is speed lead. Apothecary would do his turn meter boost and increase speed. War Maid would come in, drop defense on everyone, and then Kale would just go and explode the entire team, right? So that was really helpful for me. But in order to do that, you have to have gear with speed substats, right? So like if we go to filter, go to equipped, we say show us gear that has speed substats. So we would want to roll some of these pieces up for sure, just to see what our fastest pieces are, right? Definitely, you've done a good job selling all your 3-star pieces. We don't want any more of those on the account. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I am going to go ahead and take a look at his Spider 13 team. He said that it does vary between um, a minute and 50 to 4 minutes, so that's a pretty big variation in time. Um, the Spider 16, he said when he runs it, it's like 50% of the time it's pass, no problem, and the other 50% of the time it fails miserably, so I'm not entirely sure about that, but farming Spider 13 is fantastic. That's what I've been farming on my tutorial account. So what we'll say is we can definitely replace Rector Drath right off the bat. Let's look at this team setup to see. So Rats Off to You is his second. He's opening with A3 here. Not entirely sure why. Definitely want to use his A2 as an opener. That makes sense. Bane, Victor, Geomancer. I'm actually going to go ahead and just create a team. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and do Kale as the lead. Do this. Apothecary. This. And here. Okay. So the reason this is my thought process. Our team should be nowhere near dying on stage 13 with this team. Just shouldn't. Just plain and simple shouldn't. So I'm going to focus on clearing the waves quickly, and then once we get to boss, our single target damage dealers are going to do all the work. So these guys are going to be focusing on clearing the waves, right? And then we have some single target damage. I think that that's going to be our fastest route, so we'll take a look. It definitely shouldn't be anywhere near 4 minutes. So again, we would want, since Bellower is our debuffer, you can see he put out decreased defense, decreased attack, but he did that after Kel nuked. We definitely want our decreased defense to be before Kel. And again, this team should be absolutely no way on this earth it should die. like I cannot imagine a scenario where these waves kill this team. So I don't think we need to worry about bringing a reviver.
So after this, though, we'll go ahead and call it a video because it'll probably be around a 30-minute video. But that's how the takeover videos are. I worry too much about the videos being long, but I guess as long as there's helpful information in it, that's all that matters. Bellower is so strong for wave-based content. If we can improve your Bellower and get his gear figured out, that is going to propel you through a lot as well. Just because he is a phenomenal debuffer, right? Decreased defense, decreased attack, decreased speed, putting abilities on cooldown. Super strong. So we definitely should. Okay, see, that's a huge issue, right? We definitely don't want to be getting resisted. Hey, sweetheart. We definitely don't want to be getting resisted by Kel because that means all of our single target poison damage goes out the window. We definitely don't want to be getting resisted by Geomancer either. But since he's strong affinity, he gets a bonus, and so his HP burns should land, no problem. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and we'll come back once he's about to die. Okay, so coming back, this would be dead much sooner if Kel would quit getting resisted. So right before I unpaused it, he got resisted a couple times. So this goes to show you that the resist can be a big factor in why you're dying as well. So like if we go to champions, Kel, to do stage 13, we would want to have around 130 to 140 accuracy. Oh no. Oh no, that is rough for sure. So just goes to show you farming Dragon's going to be even more impactful because we definitely want to keep lifesteal gear on him since he's going to be going and doing, clan boss and all those things. Lifesteal's great for your nukers early game. But hold on one second, guys. Okay, so yeah, I would just try to get more accuracy on Gale. You'll have to get it from substats, but like we would definitely want this piece to have accuracy on it. Substats, accuracy. So I think we definitely need to forge more pieces for perception in order to get that accomplished. But yeah, you're on the right track, man. Definitely don't feel bad about your account. You're doing a great job. I've certainly seen a lot of early game accounts look significantly worse than this. So yeah, just keep it up. Try to find, like here's some accuracy as well. Like we could roll this up to 4. This very well might be a piece that you just recently got accuracy. And then you'd roll it up to 8. But I don't want to use your silver. But yeah, that's my opinion on everything. And just continue to ask questions. That's the best way to learn. And I'll catch you guys next time.